is a sports catastrophe special presentation. Hey there, Heather, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diving. Welcome you to another sports catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday boy for February the 23rd, and there will be no on this day. I'll warn you. The birthday boy would have been Bobby Bonilla, but because I have been neglecting football players longer than baseball players in the birthday boy / girl thing, I decided to go with a football player, and he is Ed Utah Jones, a former Dallas Cowboys legend. Like 15 years. He actually retired in 1979 to be a professional boxer, which was weird. But anyway, he is now 71 years old. He was 6'9", which is really tall for a defensive end. Anyway, he had a lot of scholarship offers from NCAA programs and even from Major League Baseball teams to play first base in their farm systems. Anyway, he actually went to Tennessee State University to play basketball, but then he decided to play football instead. At 6'9", his football pants wouldn't fit, so people called him too tall. But he was a two-time All-American defensive lineman and helped them win the Black College championships in 71 and 73. In the 1974 NFL draft, the Dallas Cowboys actually had the first overall pick. Houston would have had the first pick, but Dallas managed to steal it from Houston for a couple of players. So Dallas decided to go, hey, Utah Jones, he looks good. And he became the first football player from a historic black college to be picked number one. I did not know he was number one. I thought he was like top 10, but like he was the number one pick. Wow. So the first round would be not really memorable because the next 5 teams drafted busts, and the Cardinals picked J.B. Kane, who was a good tight end. He was kind of a bust, but he died in training camp one year. So anyway, so he became a left defensive end for the Dallas Cowboys and helped Dallas win Super Bowl 12 against the Broncos. After playing 5 years for the Cowboys, at age 28, he decided to leave football to be a professional boxer. It was just shocking and all of that. He was a former Golden Gloves fighter, so he would fight. He fought 6 times as a heavyweight, being 6-0 with 5 knockouts, and CBS actually broadcast all his fights. His pro boxing career was held in New Mexico November 3rd, 1979. It was controversial. Anyway, opponent Abraham Yankee Menezes dropped Jones with a left hook in the 6th round of their 6-round fight, then hit him again illegally when Jones was down. And Jones's cornerman entered the ring and revived his fighter with an ammonia bottle. The referee said that both fighters broke the rules. He couldn't punish either of them. Jones got a majority decision, and the Menezes crowd went nuts, booing him and all that. So if Jones's cornerman did not enter the ring, then Utah would have won by disqualification. But he won the fight anyway. Anyway, the Menezes bout was the only time he didn't win by knockout. But his other 5 opponents were journeymen, except for Mexican heavyweight champion Fernando Montes, who Jones knocked out in 44 seconds. So after his 6th fight, January of 1980, he said, "To hell with it, I'm going back to Dallas." It was just shocking that he would actually retire from football to become a boxer. Anyhow, his momentum actually cost Dallas, because a lot of people said Dallas might have went to the Super Bowl in 1980 if it wasn't for Utah not being a boxer. Anyhow, he replaced John Dunn at defensive end and performed better. So basically, his boxing training regimen actually helped him do better. He was All Pro / Pro Bowl honored 81 to 83. He actually retired at the end of the 89 season, never missing a game for the Dallas Cowboys. He played the most games by any Cowboys player at 232, and actually had 15 years with the Dallas Cowboys, tying Mark Tunai and Bill Bates. Jason Witten actually is the only one to break that mark for games played, and long snapper LP LaDucer has played more seasons as a Cowboy. Jones was very good as a defensive player, playing in 16 playoff games and 3 Super Bowls, helping them win Super Bowl 12, but losing 2 Super Bowls too. His success batting down passes got the NFL to make that a stat. And the NFL did not start recognizing quarterback sacks as an official stat until 1982. According to the Cowboys stats, Jones is unofficially credited with 106 sacks, which is not that bad. He's third in team history, and officially with 57.5. But he still did okay. Atuta Jones was a guest referee at WrestleMania 2 in 1986. He was a referee from outside of the ring when the 20-man battle royal happened in Chicago, which included NFL stars like William the Refrigerator Perry. But that 20-man rumble was won by Andre the Giant, who took care of the Hart Foundation, Jim Neidhart, and Bret Hart. What was up, bro? Ed Tuthall Jones actually was in Married with Children episode about Just Shoot It, called Just Shoot It, with Alba and his old high school rival. I think of a shoe commercial. And then Tuthall was in a Geico commercial in 2009 that said, I rhetorically asked if Ed Tuthall Jones is too tall. And a nurse attempts to measure his height by breaking the medical scale's height rod when it has to reach high enough. The nurse mutters, I'm just going to guesstimate. Kind of funny, don't you think? But yeah, Ed Tuthall Jones, he was actually very underrated. If he hadn't gone boxing for that 1 year, maybe he would have been a mega legend. But that's neither here or there or anywhere. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.